I actually just realized how silly it was of me to take my cold resistance clothes off because we're immediately going someplace cold. Oh well, we're here. So I mentioned that the last place we have to go is the closest in proximity to the Great Plateau, and that's over there somewhere. So you can see the tower's all the way up there. I'm not really sure how I want to go about this. Because I think the main road is down there and you have to like wrap around, but I'm not sure if going that way would be faster. We certainly have the stamina to make it there. I don't know if I want to stop at that shrine first. I don't think I do. We currently have 26 shrines. My target was 28. And I can think of two others that I'd prefer to go to because they're closer. Or they're closer along the path that I want to follow. And I guess while we're here, there is one thing I guess I neglected to mention while we were... I almost called it Dragon Roost. While we were at Rito Village. And that's about Rivali, and the kind of character Rivali is. So it's pretty obvious Rivali is very much full of himself. He doesn't necessarily care about others, or if he does, he has a very stubborn way of showing it. And he's the first character like that I can remember, besides Midna, I guess, that was of any particular use to the story, that just behaved the way he did. But in a sense, I'm happy that Breath of the Wild had a character like that, because even though I don't necessarily want to have him as a friend, he's a very interesting character in a way that very few Zelda characters have been. If that makes any sense. Like, I don't like him as a person, but I like him as a character. And also Rivali's Gale, you can guess it's going to be incredibly useful to traverse very tall areas, cliffs and whatnot, giving you a little extra height to get the places you need to go. And it would have been incredibly useful to have earlier on, too. Because a lot of the restrictions in this game are just based on, oh look, you can't climb high enough. And this effectively negates it. You can go wherever you want, whenever you want. But just like Daruk's protection, which we have yet to see at all yet, you're limited to 3 of them before it has to recharge. And it does not start recharging until you use the 3rd one, which is a strange design choice, but it's how it operates. So it's usually best if you only have, say, 2 of them to just burn the 3rd one. Oh, you noticed me. Oh, the light scale shrine's finally gonna break. Well, we have a 9 Moblin Spear for it now. That's good. I guess we could pick up the yellow shoe jellies now. So you can imagine, as soon as I find a better weapon, I'm gonna dump this one off. I'm just trying to remember... So that looks like where we're headed. That certainly looks Divine Beastie. I think the shrine I wanted to get is over here. And it looks like there's a ruins out in the distance. Maybe there'll be a shrine there too. But you can see we were able to use Rivali's Gale to climb all the way up there, not quite up to the tower. But I don't find the towers to be all that useful when I'm not using the map anyway. And there's the shrine. So this is one of the 2 shrines I wanted to pick up, because there's a stable down there. So we effectively just went up and over the path the game expects us to go. There's a whole valley carved down there that you can pass through. Oh yes, but power of electricity. So these balls have electricity in them. You put them in those terminals, and it opens the door for you. Really convenient. So you can see that one's already powering something over there. But we'll need to get another one in order to power that. Hi there. Might as well just use that. Okay, and there goes the bow. I can't tell the difference between 6s and 8s. They all look the same to me. So you can carry that. You can also use Magnesis to pick it up if you want to. I think Magnesis is faster because you can walk faster. The other annoying thing about Magnesis is you can't change the camera while you're using it because you're using the camera button to manipulate where the thing you're using Magnesis on goes. But we need to come here in order to be able to get the small key. So we can't cheese that. Again, I'm not really sure why they make you do that whole run around to get a small key when they could have just used this to open the door and then made that just a secondary treasure. Are you gonna fire your thing at me? Oh yeah, you are. Gotta get the timing for this again, it's been a while. Gotta remember it's early. Always gotta press it earlier than you think. I said you gotta press it earlier than you think. See, that's way earlier than it feels like you should have to do it. But I'm sure the Guardian Sword will be of more use to us. And this one, I think it's just a matter of moving the box closer to the other box. And that's the shrine. So if I were a betting man, it seems like electricity would be the element of the area that we're going to. Because it's been a theme to put those kinds of shrines near where the element is used. Near Varudanya we had the Blue Flame shrines. Near... Actually, what did we have anything useful near Varuda? I don't remember. Oh well, there's Beetle. Hi Beetle. Sell me arrows, please. Actually, did I pick up any... I think I got 1 topaz. I got 2 amber, but I don't think it's really worth selling. I guess it's worth selling. Take my amber. Alright, how many arrows you got? I'll take 2 of those. That'll probably do it for me. I'm trying to think, do I have anything worth cooking? I'm thinking... Heat resistance elixir doesn't sound too bad at this point. I guess we could try cooking it. 6 minutes isn't much, but it's gonna have to do, I suppose. So you can guess where we're going next. Yeah, that's about what I expected it to be. So what time of day is it? We're looking at 3:25. I wonder if we can get like a higher vantage point and then just kind of fly down. Or wait until we get... Maybe we'll just go. And suck it up. Because the heat doesn't take away health as fast as cold does, I think. Or it always felt like heat was slower to damage you than cold was. Maybe that's just me. I think it does seem like it's about 10 seconds or so. Maybe it is the same. We could probably tank it. Hopefully it gets cool by the time we reach the place we're supposed to get to. Because it is approaching nighttime. Yeah, but as expected, I think the camel thing is our divine beast here. That definitely looks like one to me. Hi there. Nothing unusual here. Sounds good. Gerudo Town. Sounds good to me. Well, I guess we know what we're doing next.
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
It does say that. I don't know why I didn't hear Mitha's Grace when it was restored, but I guess Rivali's does show up, which means that all of the others should too. Huh. But the cooldown for Rivali's Gale, I think, is the lowest of any of them. It's something like 5 minutes. So it's usually good to burn off your third Gale, even if you don't think you're going to be using it for a while, so you can get the other two back with it. Boy, those guys look dangerous. I sure hope we don't run into them later. Right, where were we? So we still have a bit of a ways to go before we get to Gerudo Town, but we're told even if we get there, we may not be welcome. You don't have anything here of use to me. Thought somebody did. Is it worth buying these? I mean, I have money. How many do you have? I'll just take 5. Alright, so I suppose we'll cook... I can't cook those here. We'll cook them later. Hi, doggy. Oh, we can't cook them here. So these things will give us heat resistance. How much they give us... 12 minutes is fine. I don't think we'll need more than that. Double axe. Do I want this? It's 18. The sword I have is 20, I think. I think I'll keep the sword. I also think it's late enough in the day that the heat won't bother us anymore. Right? It's 82 Fahrenheit. You can take 82 degrees, Link. I know you can. But of course, since we're trudging through the sand, it's going to be a little more irritating to get through. And of course, there are also enemies out here. We'll want to avoid them if we can, because these enemies in particular are usually the electric kind, and they do pretty significant damage. I don't like being electrocuted. Now, one other kind of area that we're not going to probably see in this LP is cold areas, or snowy areas. We saw one in the very beginning of the game, and there are a decent number of cold areas to go through at different parts of the map. And all of them have the same... You run slow through snow, the same way you run slow through sand here. So I just kind of made the connection between the two and felt like bringing it up. And the snowy areas in particular, at least for me, have the least uniqueness to them of any of the areas. They are designed somewhat differently, like some of them are plateaus, others are proper mountain ranges. But other than that, they just feel so similar. And coupled with the fact that you have blizzards there regularly, why? Just let me in. I'm here to save you. Fine. If you're not going to let me in the front door, I'm just going to climb around the front door. Okay, plan C. I'm going to climb around where you can't see me. Okay, plan D. Give up entirely. Sounds good to me. How about you, buddy? Did you give up too? Sure it is, buddy. I did. Well, I guess we'll have to find him. But first, let's get a convenient travel point so we can come back here later. I'm sure it'll be useful. But first, I believe this is the one shrine I wanted to show off above all others. So the way this works is you have this electrical source, which is lighting up circuits on the ground, and the idea is to bring some metal things over so that you can connect all of these circuits together. So for instance, if I wanted to connect these together, it would light all of those circuits up. But if you're really feeling impatient, the two things that you want to hook up, or the two things you want to get electrocuted, are up there. What you can do, if you have a great Thunderblade, nice and easy. No puzzle required. And I suppose now that we're here, let me see if I can... Oh, it's cold now. I guess we'll get our cold resistance up. I think we only need one level of cold resistance for now. But this is shield surfing. As long as we're on the sand, I don't think we'll lose any speed from doing this. Or we won't lose any durability on our shield for doing this. It's something I haven't showed off that you can do before, and there are only a couple of places in the game where they tell you this is a thing you can do. But it's obviously really, really convenient for getting around. You pick up speed when you go downhill, you lose speed when you go uphill. So it's usually better to try to jump over the uphill parts. But that'll get us back to the bazaar, which hopefully has somebody that can help us figure out how we can get into Gerudo Town. And if I know anything about shady characters, they're usually hiding in high places. So that's where we're gonna go first. Because the last place you would think to look for a shady character is not in the shade. That's the perfect place for a shady character to hide. Fine.
Oh. Whoa.
Did you just blush through the bandana?
Oh. Ah. Mm-hmm. Ah.
Nice beard, lady. Anyway, now that we've cleared 28 shrines, there is one thing I want to do. I think I can do it now, but if I can't, I'll just cut back. Where is it? I think it's here. So let's see if we can do it.